Let's examine some interest rate problems this time. So Sharon invests $20,000, part at 5% simple interest, another part at 7% simple interest for a period of 1 year. How much was invested in each account if the interest in the 7% account was 440 greater than the interest in the 5% account? Okay, so these interest rate problems also we solved using tables. So along the rows, we put the account types, account 1 and account 2, and the amount. So 20,000 is not what she puts in either one of those accounts. 20,000 is the total that she has, so I'll put that down here. So that's the total. And what we don't know is how much she put in the account, so this is amounts. And so in this case, I'll say X and I'll put a Y there because I don't know either of those. And part at 5%, so the interest rate, so part at 5% and part at 7%. So how much interest was earned? Interest earned so 0.05x 0.07y, that's how you find the interest earned. Now you have to be careful. So here it's 440 greater than the other one. So it's not interest earned was 440. It's saying that the 7% account had 440 greater interest than the 5% account. So in other words, we'll have to add 440 to this 5% account in order for them to be equal. But let's see, we don't know two things, and if you remember back to systems of equations, if you don't know two things, you need two equations. So one equation is easy. That's x plus y equals 20,000. The other one comes from the interest, and that's where we really have to understand how these things relate. So we have 0.05 x and we have 0.07y, and how much was invested in each account if the interest earned in the 7% account was 440 greater than the interest earned in the 5% account. So to make these equal, I would have to add 440 to this 5% side in order to make it equal, because the 5% side was less than the 7% side. So that's how they relate, and now we have two equations. So we can use either the addition method or the substitution method to solve this. I'm going to go with addition. So to get the addition method going, I've got to get all my x's and y's to one side here. So the first, so that means I'm going to subtract a 0.07 from this second equation, y, and so that takes me to here. And I need to move the 440 to the other side, so let me do that. So then I have this. Okay, so my two equations are x plus y equals 20,000 and 0.05x minus 0.07y is equal to minus 440. So if I'm going to use the addition method to solve this, I need to make one of those letters go away. So I'm going to target the y, and I'm going to multiply this first one here by positive 0.07. So that gives me positive 0.07x plus positive 0.07y equals, so distribution here, forget the last one there, so 0.07 times 20,000, which is 1,400, and the second equation I don't have to make any changes to. Negative 440, and if I add these, the y's cancel out, and 0.07 plus 0.05 gives me 0.12. X is equal to 1400 minus 440, which is 960. If I divide that by 0.12, I get X equals 960 divided by 0.12, 8,000. So if I know X is 8,000, I can figure out the Y easily, because combined they are 20,000, so Y must be 12,000. So amount invested at the 5% rate. So amount invested at 5%, which is X, which is 8,000, and amount invested at 7%, which is the Y, is 12,000. Okay, let's take a look at another interest rate problem. So Mark invests 12,500, par at 7% and a par at 6% interest, simple interest for a year. How much was invested at each rate if each account earned the same interest? Okay, so again we have two accounts. We have account 1, account 2, and we have this number 12,500, and that's the amount. So X and Y. And the interest rate, so this is 7%, this is 6%. And so the interest earned is 0.07x and 0.06y. Now again, they don't give us the interest amount, but they tell us that the interest is the same. And there are two variables, so we know we need two equations. So one equation is easy. It's x plus y is equal to 12,500. Now the second equation comes from the fact that they tell us that the accounts earn the same interest. So the amounts were the same. So in other words, 0.07x was the same as 0.06y. And again, I can use either substitution or addition method to solve this. So I'll use, just to review substitution, I'll use the substitution method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 and solve for y. So we have x plus y equals 12,500. And then I'm going to solve for y, so I'm going to subtract an x, and I get y equals 12,500 minus x. And then I'm going to substitute that into number 2. So instead of y, I'm going to put in 12,500 minus x right there. So distribute, that's going to be 12,500 times 0.06. So right there is 750 minus 0.06x, 0.07x, and so I can add 0.06 to both sides. And I get 0.13x equals 750. So 0.13x is equal to 750. So if I divide both sides by 0.13, I get roughly, we'll round to two places, 5,769 and 23 cents. Okay, 5,769 and 23 cents. So that's what went into account 1. So then what went into account 2? So y would be 12,500 minus 5769.23, which is going to be 5769.23, $6,730.77. So at 7%, we invested $5,769.23. At 6%, we invested $6,730.77.